guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Quintina Cosmo. I am going to do just kind of like a get ready, kind of show you how to do the smoky eye that I love, absolutely just adore. So hopefully you like it and we'll see how it turns out. I'm actually going to start with a completely clean face. All I have on right now is moisturizer because any fallout that's going to happen is going to happen right under here and you don't want to mess up your foundation, so it's kind of pointless to put that on first. I'm going to start with my Urban Decay Makeup Setting Primer for your eyes. I love this stuff because it lasts forever. I had my first one for like 4 years and honestly that's all you need right there. So I'm just going to put this on my lid, and this will help cover up any of your veins that are in your eyes and also help to set your eyeshadow so it lasts all day long, especially because we're going in with so many colors. I also like to put a little bit underneath because I get really creasy under there, so I always like to make sure that I have some primer under there because my makeup tends to slide, so I don't want that. So I'm gonna start with my NYX. This is the Stormy Skies palette. I got this at Ulta, I think for like $12. Super inexpensive, and you get 12 eyeshadows in there, so it's really a good quality palette for the price that you pay. I'm also going to be taking my Sephora brush kit, and I will first be going in with the base shadow brush. Looks like that. It's really dense. Whoa. It's really dense, but really soft. So it's really good for packing on color. And I'm going to start with this peachy color right here. And I'm just going to apply this in the crease, kind of all over the eyelid. This will be kind of like a setting color for the primer that you put on, and also it'll help to kind of be like your transition color. As you can see, there's not really too much of a tone to it. It's just very light and kind of peachy. So then next I'm going to use this gray color right here. This is a super duper matte gray. I'm really just going to put it into the crease lightly. This will help to kind of just buff out any of the harsh lines that we do later when we are blending. But that is like the #1 thing that you definitely want to do. Just blend. Don't give up. It's going to look a little crazy at first, but once you do the blending, it definitely balances itself out and looks really nice. Okay. Oh, and then this was just the regular shadow brush. I'm sorry, I switched. Continuing with the shadow brush, I'm going to use this sparkly brown color right here. I love doing browns and blacks together for the smoky eye because then it kind of transitions into a more flush skin color, and I just feel like it blends a lot better with the black instead of just trying to do all black and then trying to blend that out. It's really nice and easy just to kind of get the brown in there. And I'm going to keep this just a little bit lower than I did the gray. Just kind of putting it into the crease all the way to the inside corner here, all the way to the outer edge, and then I'm just going to swirl it around in here a little bit to give it some depth. But see the difference? Just that brown just a little bit. Go to this eye. Keeping it low, like I said. Still in the crease though. Now, I'm going to go in with this matte tan color right here. Any matte tan will work. Still keeping with the shadow brush. We haven't switched that yet. I'm just going to put this all over the lid. Trying not to cover up the brown that we just did. So this is going to be nice and low, just on your lid. Now, I'm going to be taking this Sephora Precision Smudge Brush. It's kind of really neat. It's really like dome shaped and kind of dense, which is what I really like about it. I feel like you can really get a good packing of color on there. And then I am going to be taking the black matte shade here in the palette. And so I'm just going to run this on the outer corner of my eye, kind of up into the crease here. Run it like not all the way. You kind of want to stop at like this inner part, or the inner part of your iris right here. Don't want to take it too much farther than that. And then kind of blend it down onto that light tan shade that we did earlier. Then you can bring this up just a tad, a little bit past your crease, and just under where you put that brown previously. Same on the other side. See all that? Well, I don't know if you can see it if it's catching on camera, but there's a lot of fallout here. That's why I like to do my foundation for smoky eyes after. Because you definitely will get some fallout. Especially with the black. Now going back to our shadow brush. This is where all the lovely hard work of blending comes in. I like to literally just run it all over my lid, because you've already saturated everywhere that needs to be saturated, so now it's all about just blending it out. May not look too terribly awesome right now, but it totally does once you put everything together. You kind of feel like you just look like you have a black eye there for a moment, but I promise it gets better. So now what I will do is I'm going to take this it's kind of shimmery tan color. It's a little darker than the other tan we used, the matte tan. And I'm just going to stick it right here. Just to give the inner part a little bit of lightness. Because we did blend it out pretty well. There's that. Okay. Now that you've done that, I'm going to move on to eyeliner. I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics angle brush. Super duper awesome because it's really precision, I feel. And I'm going to take my Maybelline Eye Studio in black. Yep, blackest black. This is so nice because it turns out so creamy. And I feel like it goes on really, really well. And it's from the drugstore. It's really cheap. I believe it's like $7. So, honestly, it's a really good buy. Oh, and then I like to take the cap, and when I do it, I just kind of press, I don't know if you can see that, I just kind of like to press the brush bristles back together just to make sure I'm getting the best wing I possibly can. Then I like to start from the outer corner because I feel like that's where I'm going to apply most of the product. And you can make your wing and the liner as thick and dramatic as you want. I'm going to keep this a little bit on the thinner side. It's because I'm so used to such heavy liner. So now that we have our eyeliner on, I'm going to start my foundation because I am going to smoke out the bottom portion here, but I don't want to do that until I have the rest of my makeup on. So I'm going to take the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm super duper oily in my T-zone, so I always like to get stuff that makes me matte. I feel like this works pretty well for like 8 hours, so like a pretty good portion of your day. And then for me, just because I haven't been using a primer, I feel like it tends to, I get really greasy in like my T-zone here. So I'm gonna see how it works, if it works better with a primer or not. Put this just on my face, and I'm in the shade 220. Which is funny because I used this a long time ago, like a super long time ago, like years ago, and I realized that I actually remembered my shade even after all those years, and it turned out to match. For this, I also feel like you need like 2 layers. I mean, it is pretty buildable, which is awesome, but I don't feel like it's as, it's not very full coverage. I thought it was going to be a little bit more full coverage, but it's not. But that's okay because it still leaves a really, really, really pretty finish. Here we go. Take my Fit Me concealer. This is Sand number 20. It's just a touch lighter than my natural skin tone, just so that I can kind of get a little bit of highlight underneath without going too overboard. I'm really going to stick this right underneath, kind of like a triangle shape, and I'll pull it back over here, especially to cover up any fallout that might have happened. Pretty close to your under eye area there. And I like the Real Texture sponge. Don't mind that my dog ate most of it, but has a flat side, and yeah, it did. So now I'm just gonna kind of buff it in. Make sure I bring it really high up, close to my eye, and then you just kind of blend it out. But see how it just gives like a little bit of highlight in there? Super duper pretty. And then with this concealer, I feel like you immediately want to set it. I'm going to use the e.l.f. High Definition powder. I like this one, but it's kind of, if you use it for like photography or anything like that, you're gonna get a huge flashback and you're gonna be like, why is my face so white? And that is why, because it's translucent, but it gives a really big flashback for flash photography. So if you're taking pictures, I wouldn't use this. I'm just gonna put it right under there just to kind of set it. Oh, and I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush just because it's really, really soft. It picks up product really well, and I feel like it's kind of beveled here, so you can kind of get really close in, and it covers a lot of space. So I don't have to spend 20 years trying to set my under eyes. Now after that, I definitely want to set my foundation because, like I said, I get really, really oily, especially in my T-zone. So I'm going to set this with my Mary Kay foundation, mineral powder foundation. Technically, yeah, this is a foundation, but I find it light enough and sheer enough to kind of go over my powder. And then it actually came with this really awesome brush. Shout out to my mom. This is the Mineral Foundation brush. Nice and flat, really dense, really, really soft. And I'm just going to apply that all over the rest of my face, just to kind of set my makeup, especially on my nose here. That's where it likes to go first. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with that e.l.f. blush brush and using my NYX matte bronzer. This is really, really, as you can see it fit pan, so I might have used it a lot. It's really warm, kind of orangey a little bit, but not so much that it's too bronze. On people with fair skin, I feel like this might be a little bit too dark for you, but for me it works really well. It gives me really nice warmth, and I just like to chisel out my cheek just a little bit in here, just because I have a longer face, so chiseling it out in here just kind of helps to bring my face together a little bit. And I'm putting it like right under where my cheekbone is, kind of where the hollows of your cheek would be. And then kind of swooping it up in your temple area there. And I really like this because I like how it blends out. It's really smooth, I feel like. And it's really inexpensive too. So, as you can see, kind of that pretty contouring effect in there. And then I'm going to go in with this Clinique little 3 guide that my mom actually gave me. And this blush color is called Mocha Pink. And I really like it because it's not too pink, because I'm not really a blush person per se, but it does give just a touch of flush to your cheeks without being too pink. Okay, now my personal favorite thing of life is this Mary Luminizer. It's just this beautiful, just golden, just so pretty. It's a highlighter. I like to put that on my cheeks here, just on the tops, just to kind of give it a little bit of light. But since I am oily, I don't like to go overboard. And then I'll put some on my Cupid's bow. Just kind of give it a little bit of color. And then right on my chin. I personally don't like to put highlighter on my nose just because I get so oily there anyway. By 2 hours from now, I'm going to have a natural highlighter up my nose anyway. So I avoid that area. Now, back to your eyes. I'm going to go back with that cute little smudgy brush and the brown, the sparkly brown here. And I'm just going to use that just a little bit, just to darken up the underneath here. And now we can do that. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe it off just a little bit. And then just to kind of make sure nothing is too harsh, I'm going to go in with this sparkly light goldish tan color and just kind of go underneath it, kind of lighten it up and blend it out just a little bit more. Just so it's not too super harsh and it blends down instead of looking like you just got hit in the face. You can either go in with falsies or whatever you feel like, and even if you want to darken this look up a little bit, you can even line your waterline. For me, I like my eyes to look really, really open, so I feel like black on my waterline really tends to close up my eyes. So I just like to leave that alone. If you want to make it even brighter in there, you can definitely use like a clear, or I'm sorry, like a cream colored eyeliner, and that would be really, really pretty and kind of open it up. So now I'm just going to stick some mascara on. I like to do a couple coats of mascara because I really like my eyelashes thick. I have pretty long natural eyelashes just by themselves, so sometimes I'll use falsies, but a lot of the times I don't really need to. You can definitely do that if you want to make this a little bit more dramatic. Otherwise, if you want it to be a little more wearable, you can just stick to mascara. I like to comb my bottom lashes too because I feel like it brings the look together and it kind of opens up your eyes even more, kind of bringing those eyelashes down. But see how pretty that is? Just nice and blended, and it kind of smokes up so you don't get that super duper harsh like black eye look. And I'm just going to go in with my Ulta Butter Balm. This is a really pretty glossy pink. Nothing too intense, but I did want just a little bit of color just because we're so neutral on the eyes. And to make it less intense, I only put it on the bottom, and then I will pat my lips together, and then I'll reline with no additional product, and then I can get that pretty little Cupid's bow look right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope this was really, really helpful. And please, if you would love to, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll have all that info down below. You can please tag me in your photos if you use my video to create this smoky eye look. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys!